no friends in the pits and you take no prisoners. 1 minute you're up $500,000 in soybeans and the next, boom, your kids don't go to college and they've repossessed your Bentley. Are you with me?
The revolution starts now.
We have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Turn those machines back on!
And we have to start by building a wall, a big, beautiful, powerful wall.
Show me the money!
You are fake news.
Oh, good for you. And how was it?
I don't know when they decided that they wanted to make a virtue out of selfishness.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on Earth.
It's true. It is the last stand on Earth here at Lake Effect Radio. No, I'm just joking.
Right here is the last stand?
Well, in a way. Sort of the whole corporate, radio station, blah, blah, blah. We don't care. We have, certain things that go and, configure our stories and ratings and music and stuff.
Yeah, I like it. We are making the last stand against the corporations, bringing them down.
I know.
Or paying into them. One of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like they appreciate local music.
Yeah, that's true. You guys do, which we always are happy about.
No, don't worry. It's been many slams against corporate, radio stations over the week. So you're not the first one, and I'm not the first one to go initiate this one. So just hopefully it's no lawsuit coming. Oh wait, I didn't mention anyone, so they can't do that.
I, for one, love our new corporate overlords.
But yeah, this is the revolution here on Lake Effect Radio with Kevin Conaway.
Hello, everyone.
How you been doing?
I've been doing pretty good, man. What about yourself?
Yeah, living a dream.
Yeah.
Like always.
Yeah, indeed.
Slamming, corporate radio stations and corporate overlords.
Yeah, well, sometimes you got to do that. Somebody's got to keep them in check.
I know. Give or take. So, besides the last time I sort of ran across you over there in May, over in the Rib Cook-Off and that.
Yeah, that's right. That was a good time. I remember, the Willoughby Rib Cook-Off. That was my first time doing that show, and it was extremely hot.
I got sunburned.
I got sunburned too. Yeah, that was my first sunburn of the year. In fact.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, both. You could tell that I was playing guitar because both arms got it pretty bad. Only on the tops of the arms. So or actually on this arm it was the bottom of the arm. This arm was the top. Right in the position to be holding a guitar. But that was a fun show. I mean, that was like I said, my first time doing that show. So it was cool seeing that many people out there and being able to eat some tasty ribs afterward as well.
Not when you jumping around all different stages and that.
Yeah, going around and seeing a whole bunch of people that I like too. So I got to see a bunch of friends' bands and stuff that day, and that was also the day that that a buddy of mine and myself, we checked out and left the rib burn off, and I ended up finishing my Cleveland Beer Fest passport, or my Cleveland Beer Tour passport that day. We went out and went to 8 breweries or something that night.
Not a half bad idea.
We did not drive home afterward. That's my disclaimer. But
I would hope not.
Yeah. No, that was cool though. We I got all 30 of the stamps on my beer passport, and then I forgot to mail it in, so I never got my prize.
But
oops. But hey, at least I have the passport itself. That's a memento.
There you go. It's always the next one. It's a learning curve.
Exactly, yeah.
Give or take. But no, I feel like I got sunburn all top and that. Then, that next day going back down there, checking out all the different stages. Oh, God, that hurt.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
But it's a labor of love.
Indeed, yeah, absolutely.
But would you do it again?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm hoping to do it again this year. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was cool. It was a nice little tight set too. My buddy Dan McCoy jumped up on stage and played guitar on a couple of songs with me. I think you had him in here last week, didn't you?
Yeah, last Wednesday.
Okay, yeah. So that was really cool. And his band played after I was done. So it cool to hang out and watch them. They're always great to watch as well. So.
Yeah, definitely cool guy.
Yeah, all around great experience. So yeah, I'm hoping to do it again. So Kirk, if you're listening, let me know if you would need me again this year or next year, I guess. Whatever.
It's close enough to be this year.
Yeah, we're a month.
It's only
a month and some change away.
So I don't blame you in that standpoint. But one question I gotta ask: did you actually plan that, Dan jumping up on the stage?
Yeah, we did. So the backstory of that is that we were talking a little bit off air about everybody that's doing recording projects and stuff, and I'm no exception. I'm working on multiple recording projects at the moment, that's a whole story in and of itself. But anyway, so there's something that I'm working on that I'm gonna have Dan come into the studio, and he's gonna lay down some lead guitar tracks and stuff for a couple songs that I'm working on currently. So those were the ones that he ended up jumping up and playing with me on. So
fair.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, we're a ways off from that particular project being ready to put out there into the world.
The beginning stages.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
Yeah, we're some percentage of the way done with it, but that's probably more or less maybe a 2021 outlook, I think, for that thing. But
okay.
But yeah, I'm excited because we're gonna have Dan on it, and then there's a couple other people that I'm working on getting some collaborations with on that. So that'll be something cool whenever it's ready to come out, and whenever I'm ready to divulge more information about it.
I feel it. I have a feeling I know some of these people that might be on it.
You probably do. You've probably had some of them in this very chair.
Yeah, probably one starts with an M, ends with an L.
That's a possibility. Can't neither confirm nor deny. No, actually, he's actually producing that project. So we're working in his studio. He's doing production work. You'll also hear some noises that he's made that will be on it as well too. So he's been contributing musically to it as well. So yeah, there's he'll definitely be on it. Michael McFarland for those playing the home game.
But we should just left it hanging. Come on, man. That would have been cool.
I gotta promote my buddy,
I know, to a point. Definitely off air, I'll take some, stabs at this.
Yeah.
I guarantee I could probably figure out, I want to say at least 3.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, we'll talk more off air about that project, but I've got some other stuff that I can divulge more information about as we go.
Like, so your newest thing that you're trying to finish up?
Yeah.
That didn't precisely happen right now, but it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. So, confession time. The last time I was in here, I think I made a guarantee that I would have some new recordings out before the end of the year. That didn't happen, unfortunately.
Let me go get my interrogation light.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. We'll play back the tape and we'll... No, so I am currently working on an EP of new material. I'm working with Jeff Koval out in Fair Lawn at State Level Studios, and he's doing some awesome work out there. So that I was hoping to rush it out and have it out before the end of the year. We're really close. I'm definitely seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We're actually in the mixing phases of all the songs right now. So like all the instrumentation and vocals and all that stuff has all been recorded, and it's sounding really great. It'll be a 6-song EP. We've got 5 out of the 6 songs roughly mixed at the moment. So we just have one more to do, mixing wise, and then I'll jump back in the studio and we'll kind of go do it once more through everything, make sure that all the mixes sound good, and then at that point it's just getting it mastered and then figuring out like all the promotional and marketing material and that kind of stuff, like the packaging and whatnot like that. But so realistically, I don't want to set an actual date for it, but within the first quarter of next year, I feel very comfortable giving that time frame.
I was going to say you're probably sort of more like aiming like beginning of summer, or like beginning of spring.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably late winter, early spring ish. Sometime in quarter one of the year, I think is when I'll have that thing ready to put out there.
Otherwise, I'm going to get the interrogation light out.
Yeah, no, I don't think we need to go through all that. But
Are you sure?
I'm super excited about the release, though. Everything's sounding great. I couldn't be happier with it so far. So I'm really excited to get it out there and have some people hear it and see what everyone thinks.
Fair.
And if they don't like it, then screw them. I like it. And really, let's be honest, I just do it for me. But yeah, I'm really excited to have this thing ready. It'll be cool, and you'll definitely get your copy of it. So
Fair enough, and not only adding it in and all that stuff.
And I would appreciate that.
Yeah, because remember, it's the last stand.
That's right. Yeah. Until the next one.
Wait, what's the next one?
Never mind.
Oh, God, not that trouble. God. See what I had to deal with this, neighbors?
Man.
Love you too, Lou.
Called the cops on us here.
I know. We always had to break it somewhere, somehow,
Is this because I guaranteed new music and failed?
Yeah, I secretly hit that button in that, I sort of secretly I have underneath the counter that button that of someone, going and sort of messing up and, fakely, say something. That button I hit, then they show up.
That's what I get for making guarantees. No more guarantees from here on out, ever.
I know.
Lessons have been learned.
No, don't take that serious. We're not going to actually arrest you.
I appreciate that.
Because I have no documentation necessarily. Or do I?
Would rather not find out.
There we go.
Yeah.
So we sort of want to jump into some music?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You want me to pull something up?
You know what? I will, since we've been on the topic of it, I'll go ahead and, is this on? No, okay, cool. There we go. I have a little something prepared that I can play.
Cool.
I'll throw on the headphones here. Is that coming? There it is. Hey, cool. I hear me.
Are you sure?
I think so. Unless that's somebody else mimicking what I'm doing at the exact same time that I'm doing it. What I'll give you here is I was talking a little briefly about that EP that we're working on. This is actually going to be the first song on that EP. This is a song called Carousel. I'll do some of the whole looping and pedal usage stuff over here too. Let me check something. Hold on.
The fancy stuff?
Fancy stuff,
I gotcha. No, I gotcha.
Breaking out all the toys today.
not to come around here. Look what I found here. Came here looking for closure, but it's overexposure. And here we go again. We go round and round on this carousel. It looks like heaven, but feels like hell. Like a captain who's lost the chart. We're going round and round and back to the start. Tried to write a new ending, but I was pretending. Once again I'm afflicted, just as predicted. And that cycle starts again. We go round and round on this carousel. It looks like heaven, but feels like hell. Like a captain who's lost the chart. We're going round and round and back to the start. Round and round on this carousel. The same old ride, but we know it well. We are actors who play our parts. We're going round and round and back to the start. I resisted, but you persisted. Now we're strapped in for another ride. The lights are blinding, restraints are binding. And when it's through, I'll get back in line. Once again I've been captured, I'll wait for the rapture. Really thought this was finished, now I'm diminished. We go round and round on this carousel. It looks like heaven, but feels like hell. Like a captain who's lost the chart. We're going round and round and back to the start. Round and round on this carousel. The same old ride, but we know it well. We are actors who play our parts. We're going round and round and back to the start.
See, the crowd likes you.
Yeah.
So you can't get arrested. See?
I believe that logically holds up, yes.
I know. It's not all about logic. Every once in a while, it's just about a good joke.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Or is it?
So yeah, that song was Carousel. That's going to be on that EP that I'll be putting out next year, early next year.
I definitely like the flow of it.
Cool, appreciate that, man.
Except me, at first, I didn't realize you're going to go and voice that over in that mic. Oops.
Oh, the
At first, yeah, that one.
Oh, the like.
Until I heard you, it's like, hurry up and hit that mic.
Oh. Yeah. Oh well.
That happens.
Yeah.
But actually, for me, paid attention.
Yeah. I guess I kind of forgot to tell you exactly why that mic was there. So that's on me.
No, it's on both. Yeah, it's whatever.
We'll
Things.
It's Tim's fault.
Yeah, Tim's fault.
Just like when I knocked over this thing behind me here, this dry erase board, that actually was Tim's fault as well. Sorry, Tim.
It's okay. He's across the street. He might be listening, he might not. It's a hit and miss thing.
Yeah. If he is listening, I apologize. If he's not listening, it's your fault, Tim.
And you're fired.
Yeah, and you're fired.
Tomorrow's his firing day, so it's just a few hours early.
Yeah, you know, it's sometimes it's good to get that in early.
4.5 hours early, so good enough.
Yeah.
So with that, besides sort of the other things, so sort of your newest thing with Michael McFarlane that you're sort of part of.
Yeah, You're talking about the Michael McFarland and the Mess Makers?
And the Mess Makers,
yes.
yeah.
So my buddy Michael McFarland, who we've kind of talked about a little bit, he's the one that's also producing the full length record that I'm working on for the following year. Yeah. So I'm assuming that I don't know. My train of thought just completely derailed there. I thought.
No, it's all good. So what's your role in that?
Yeah. So he's a singer songwriter. Obviously, just kind of like exactly what we all do here. He decided a little while ago that he was going to try and put together a band of kind of like sort of a rotating cast of characters. So it's never an official set lineup for the band. But there's a whole bunch of us that consider ourselves to be the band members. And the name of that is Michael McFarland and the Mess Makers, which gets his name from his first solo release, which was Made a Mess. So I have joined him in the in various versions of this band. I don't know how many times. I was going to throw out a number, but I don't actually know. But
I know it's at least.
Yeah, I think I've only honestly
missed three or more.
Oh, definitely more than that. I think I've only missed one show that he's booked. But yeah, I've been his guitar player for the band when he books these shows. He usually does them like maybe like three or four times a year or something like that. So it's not something that happens all the time, but when it does, it's a lot of fun. And his songs are fun anyway. I mean, almost everything he writes has that sort of upbeat, just kind of uplifting, fun, dancey quality to them. They're all super catchy. So it's been really cool to take those and. For the most part, with the exception of his most recent album and I think his second album, everything else that he's released has all just been acoustic productions. So it's been a case of like taking these songs and we sort of have to kind of, myself, the drummer and the bass player, we kind of have to sort of write our own parts to them. Like we have the chord structure and everything, obviously, that he wrote, but so the blueprint is there, but the actual instrumentation and the treatment that we end up giving it, we have to kind of figure that out as we go. So it's been really cool, and I think some of the versions of songs that we've ended up playing for him sound quite a bit different than what you hear on his records, but it works. It sounds really cool, and we all have a lot of fun with it in the live setting. So it's been a lot of fun. We just recently played a show at the 5 O'Clock Lounge a couple weeks ago over in Lakewood, and we have another one coming up at that same place at the 5 O'Clock Lounge in Lakewood coming up on December 7th. I believe that's the date.
I believe. Because I think that's Brian Haggard's on that.
Okay. Yeah,
I think the Lonelies too. I just seen that within a week or so.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't quote me on it.
Yeah, it's whatever that Saturday is. I'm pretty sure it's the 7th.
I know. I think it is.
Okay.
And I think that's everyone on it. I might mess up one. Don't shoot the messenger.
I will. I won't make an attempt at listing the entire bill because I'm sure I wouldn't get it right. But I
think it's Brian Hager. Brian Hager, the Lonelies. Then yeah.
Okay.
I want to say I could be wrong on it. So
I won't hold you to it, but that's a fun spot too. And the first time I had ever even been in there was when we played it a couple of weeks ago. So that was a really good show, and I'm expecting this one to be as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and that reminds me too. So the last time we had played that, he got a couple of cameras rolling for our set, and he's planning on doing some edits and releasing a music video based off of one of the songs that we played at the show. So that'll be something that he'll be able to share soon.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I definitely have to catch you cats doing your thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's cool. I would recommend it. And I'm biased because I'm in the band, but it is a lot of fun.
Well, in a way, ish.
Yeah.
If you don't have something else going on,
Right.
It depends if it works out for that one.
Right. And it's cool too. I like I had mentioned before. It's kind of a rotating cast of characters. It's whoever's available on that particular date to be able to pick up the show. I believe the lineup that we're going to have for this coming show is the same one that we had at the previous show, which Eric Bertinoli is the drummer. He's also the drummer in the local cover band Ladies Night, which is awesome. And it's a bunch of dudes doing female pop covers, so they're definitely worth checking out. And then Michael Hornsby, who also goes by the name Horizon Lights, plays bass in the band as well. So that's I believe that's going to be our lineup on the 7th. And then there's also Michael, who is the namesake of the band.
Yeah,
he'll be in it too. He's been the one consistent member.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that sandwich. No, he threatened that I'm going to bring you a sandwich next time.
Yeah, and then he just never came back.
I know. I'm still waiting for the touche of. He might have forgot though. We'll find out of when I sent that to him a month ago.
Maybe he's just searching for the perfect sandwich. He just hasn't found it yet.
I know. They actually got brought up last night. They actually just got brought up last night. True story.
I believe it.
So, sort of off of that. So, you have any big plans for this upcoming year besides sort of releasing what you're working on sometime, first half of the year and that?
I think, honestly, the main focus right now is getting that EP finished. And then once that's finished, I'm going to immediately start really focusing on trying to finish up the other projects that I've been recording projects I've been working on. And hopefully the plan is that for the next 2 or 3 years, I'll kind of have material sort of in the bank, just ready to be released every year. So recording has been kind of the main focus this year, and that's going to continue to be the main focus next year, I think. And then besides that, just booking shows and playing gigs most weekends. This year was cool. I tallied up all of the shows that I played about a week ago, threw everything into a spreadsheet, and then looked at the total number. And I thought it was going to be less this year than in previous years because I took basically the entire month of January off. And then I have a fairly light December also. It ended up being the most I've ever played in a calendar year. I ended up with 68 gigs this year, which...
I sort of believe that.
Yeah,
looking at your page and that, every, 2 weeks or that you're posting out, or month-ish?
Yeah, it's been... I surprised myself with that number, in all honesty. So yeah, each of the last 3 years now have been up over 60 a year. I think this coming year I'm going to try to scale that back slightly, just so I have a little more free time to have a social life outside of playing music. But we'll see if that comes to pass, because I said the same thing last year and then I ended up playing more gigs.
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing, this year was really cool. I added some out-of-town, out-of-state gigs, out-of-country gigs as well. So I think next year that's something else that I'm going to continue to focus on, just kind of geographically expanding. This year I played 2 shows made 2 trips up into Canada to play shows. So I want to try and do that again. I got out to Chicago to play a show this year. I did a couple of stints down going into Mansfield and into Columbus. So hopefully I'm looking to recreate that. Next year I've already got a Pennsylvania gig booked, and I want to get back into the Chicago and market and get back into some Canada markets as well. Basically the recording and just booking and playing shows are the two main focuses.
Fair. But it's sort of, because that's actually kind of funny. So that I was sort of going to lead with this of. So out of sort of the places you expanded out this year, so is it any certain one that you like the most?
Yes. Well, it's. I will say this. I didn't there isn't anything that I disliked. So like every place that I went to, like, you know, again, geographically expanding where I'm playing at was really cool for varying reasons. But I have this weird, inexplicable affinity for Canada for some reason.
Well, you do have a song listed about it.
I do, yes, very true. I think that's a segue. We should maybe play that a little bit later. So I've just, playing a show in Canada is something that I've been wanting to do for years, and to be able to make that happen this year was just a really cool experience. So yeah, I'll say that that my favorite show that I've been able to do, like my favorite traveling show that I've been able to do was going up and playing in Canada, and it was cool. Like everything went over really well up there at the places they played at. I made some new friends that are continuing to be contacts to this day from those shows. I put in an effort too, because so I tend to book myself at a lot of wineries, breweries, those types of things, where I usually end up playing anywhere from a 2 to a 3 hour set. So yeah, I like to play, obviously I like to promote my own stuff and play original music, but you know, if you're just a patron and you're walking into a place and the guy's playing 3 hours of original music, you know, how into it are you going to be, right? So obviously I mix in a lot of covers at these shows too. So to kind of prep for that Canada trip, I just went through my music collection and said, like, all right, where are my Canadian artists at? And then learned a whole bunch of cover songs by Canadian artists, so that way I could, like, all the covers that I played at those gigs were covers by artists or bands that were native to Canada. So that went over really well with a lot of people up there as well. So, and I love I love all that stuff. Anyway, like I listened to a ton of Canadian music, so it was cool to learn it.
I didn't necessarily even think of that, but that's a fair thing of sort of learning some of their like style.
Yeah, because it's weird. I mean, it's not like, yeah, from here to the Canadian border, you're talking about a couple 100 miles at most. You know, and that's just because you have to go around the lake. So it's not like we're that geographically far away, but it's strange just how many bands and artists that are popular up there that just for whatever reason don't translate down here. And I have always, like ever since high school, really, I've always loved the alternative rock scene that's up in Canada. I think, to be honest with you, I think that it's far better than the American alt rock scene. Because I mean, you can tell just by if you turn on the Sirius radio channels, like you know, if you turn on if I turn on Alt Nation, I'm driving around my car and I turn that on, odds are I'm probably not gonna hear a guitar in whatever song it is that they're playing. It's gonna be some song that was processed on somebody's laptop, and you know, there you go. It's what's passing as quote unquote alternative rock now. But if I turn on the Canadian alt rock station, chances are I'm going to hear some really cool stuff by an actual band that wrote and played everything, and there's drums and guitars and bass and like everything that a band should have. So like, you know, all of that type of style is what's still popular up there. And there's just so many really cool bands that are making great music up there that for whatever reason it's just not catching on or becoming popular down here.
That's true. I definitely get it. You know, we're more sort of processed in a way, you know, between auto tunes, all that, you know, mumbo jumbo and that.
Yeah.
Then more of the lot, like trying to find someone that has sort of that like early 80s sound around here, you know, you can count that on your hand. You can't name a mainstream artist that does, so you have to look at the local scene to find somebody.
Yeah, and it's and I'm not saying that the music scene is so radically different up there that like what's popular here isn't there. That's certainly not the case. I mean, they obviously like pop music and stuff translates internationally, and Drake is basically a god up there, you know. But to hearing like the same type of music that was popular on alt rock radio and in colleges and that type of stuff back in like the early to mid 90s, that was a very fleeting sound. You don't really hear that now unless you're turning on 90s nostalgia radio, but up there's still bands that have kind of really been continuing in that vein. You know, bands like Metric and July Talk and Rural Alberta Advantage, and like, you know, I can just keep going on and naming more and more bands, but they're just, you know, they're all really cool to listen to. They've got a cool sound, and I almost feel like the kind of stuff that I write and play fits in a lot more with that type of scene than it does with what's popular and mainstream here, which was another reason that I really wanted to book some shows up there.
In a way, I definitely see that. So I thought of that too. Like the first time I ever heard Canadian Girl, which that's been like 2 years.
Yeah, probably. I think I probably played that probably the first time we came in. That I came in here.
Because it's either the first time was it on Spotify or did you send it? I don't remember.
Yeah,
one or the other. In that, yeah, it's been a minute there. They sort of thought that in a way that was sort of. I remember this when I heard that. I actually sort of wanted to try to go and find something Canadian to compare it to. I don't remember what I compared it to.
Yeah, I tend to get. I think Bare Naked Ladies tends to be a comparison that song gets a lot. That's a comparison that I tend to get a lot too, which I'm more than happy to take that comparison.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. No, I get it. But that's true too. I didn't think of that. I can't believe I overlooked that one.
I won't hold it against you. It's all right.
I hold it against myself because I know them. I listen to their music. How did I forget that one? Now I have to judge myself.
Yeah, we always are our own harshest critics, right?
Yeah. It's true. Now I'm going to judge myself and rest myself. Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah.
But do you want to play another one?
Yeah, let's get some more music going. Get these headphones on here.
I gotcha.
I feel like since we've been talking about it, I probably should play Canadian Girl. So, yeah, that sounds in tune. So this is a song that, this song's 10 years old this year. So I put this out in 2009. So yeah, this one's been around for a while. Anyway, this song is about a girl who is Canadian. I call it Canadian Girl.
laugh. She makes me cry. She makes me wonder just who the hell am I? She makes me smile when she says, hey. I think she's hot, but I think she thinks I'm gay. Yeah, what you gonna do? Well, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know if this is right. All I know is that I hope that she'll be mine tonight. 'Cause I'm in love with a Canadian girl. She doesn't know it, but she gives me the world. And when she speaks to me, she sets me free. I don't think that she understands I'm in love with a Canadian girl. She doesn't know it, but she gives me the world. And what she does to me, I'm on my knees. She's got me in the palms of her hands. Whoa, my Canadian girl. She builds me up just to tear me down. But still I smile every time she comes around. She gets me high, she leaves me low. She's got me searching for apartments in Toronto. Still I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know if this is right. All I know is that I hope that she'll be mine tonight. 'Cause I'm in love with a Canadian girl. She doesn't know it, but she gives me the world. And when she speaks to me, she sets me free. I don't think that she understands I'm in love with a Canadian girl. She doesn't know it, but she gives me the world. And what she does to me, I'm on my knees. She's got me in the palms of her hands. Whoa, my Canadian. And then she goes back to Ontario. She left me stranded here in Ohio. Still I can't see what she'd see in me. I'm not bilingual, and I don't have much loony. She likes hockey and the tragically hip. I like them too, but it's a hell of a trip. But why'd she have to leave me so far behind? I feel like I'm a boot to die. When she speaks so soft, hell, I feel like I'm a knob who needs to take off to the great white north. 'Cause I'm in love with a Canadian girl. She doesn't know it, but she gives me the world. And when she speaks to me, she sets me free. I don't think that she understands I'm in love with a Canadian girl. She doesn't know it, but she gives me the world. What she does to me, I'm on my knees. She's got me in the palms of her hands. Whoa, my Canadian girl, Canadian girl, Canadian girl, Canadian girl, Canadian
Delayed reaction there.
It happens. Everything can always be perfect when you're live.
Yeah, this is true.
Because that's our kind of industry. Things happen.
Right.
You just arrange around it.
So as you could tell, that's a super serious, deep, thought-provoking song right there, right?
No, it's super serial. Very serial.
Well played.
I couldn't help that one.
Yeah.
I always do that like when someone comes and this is very super serious, and it's like really, it's like, no, it isn't. It's like, yeah, it's super serial. I know. You're talking to someone that can come up with like all kind of random thoughts and spit them back out at you in like under 5 seconds.
I always appreciate a good South Park reference.
I know.
Believe it or not, when I went up to Canada and played shows, the people that were up there did not have flopping heads that dislocated from their bodies. I was as surprised as you are to find that out.
I know. I was so disappointed in the 90s when I went up there.
Right. But,
and realized that, damn it, South Park.
You've ruined me.
I know. You ruined a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, but they made life better while doing so.
I know.
Yeah.
So many good jokes. So many good Kyle references.
Right.
I know, I'm a bad person. Especially because we had someone named Kyle here at one point in time. And we actually made hot buttons for him. And one of them was Cartman.
You guys, go ahead.
What's sort of... Huh?
Sorry.
Oh. No, you're good.
I did not mean to cut you off, sir. Go right ahead.
No, it's fine. Do you have...
No, I was just going to mention... So... Because I get asked a lot of times the backstory on that song and like whether there really was a Canadian girl or anything like that. Like I would say that it was like loosely based on somebody that I knew, but for years I had been wanting to write a like a Canadian something song. Because like there's so many American Girl, American Woman, American this, that, blah, blah, blah. There's so many like pro-patriotic songs and stuff like that. And I just kind of wanted to write something funny that was like tongue-in-cheek and like hey, let's write a song about Canada.
It's very original.
Yeah, it's something different. And then I came up with, I randomly like just came up with the line, I think she's hot, but I think she thinks I'm gay. And I cracked myself up with that line because I thought it was hilarious. But most of what I was writing at the time was kind of like dark and moody, and like clearly that line doesn't fit in anything that's that I was writing at the time. But I just kind of wrote it down, kept it in my back pocket, and then eventually, like years later, I got the melody in my head for what would be the chorus to that song, and I'm like, cool, and we'd start coming up with some lyrics to it. Like, this will work as the Canadian Girls, like a Canadian song. And like, I can finally use that line. Like, this is the perfect song to use it in. So I interjected that line and then literally just kind of got out a pad of paper and wrote down as many Canadian references as I could think of. And I'm like, how many of these can I fit into the song? And that's more or less the way the song was born. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Or is it?
History in the making.
There you go.
Yeah.
But fair.
Yeah.
Because, that's very true. The many American... But that's a really good move, though, especially trying to go over to Canada and that, and you already have that's been out.
Yeah,
you know?
I was hoping to make a little bit of headway with that song. So we'll see as time progresses. Like I said, I'm gonna try and book some more stuff up there this year. We'll just see. Like, it's always tough to gauge how things go over. But everything, the reaction that I got at the last couple of shows I was up there was all positive. So it's so I'm looking forward to
little by little, you gotta sort of go that hill.
Baby steps, yeah.
No, I get it. It's almost like the one thing. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very true.
Someone smart knows something. I don't know who came up with that, but it's sort of cool. And that. But I'll sort of go off of this. So, or shoot, what was it? Damn it. I sort of lost my train of thought.
That's happening a lot these days.
I know. We'll go Okay, this. So is it any certain charity sort of concert that you do that you sort of enjoy in the area?
There is. There are a few, actually. I feel like you already know the answer to this.
No, I know at least only one.
Yeah. No, so there's the last couple of years I've been involved in the with the Lake County Humane Society, and then also with an organization down in Summit County called Running Dog. So, yeah, obviously I have an affection for animals, for cats and dogs, and really all animals, and yeah, I love the work that these organizations do. I would assume most people should be familiar with the Humane Society, but if you're not, they're a great national, international, I believe, organization, but they all have local county chapters. But they, what their mission is to basically rescue animals and find new homes for the animals that they have rescued from either the strays sometimes, or from just people that aren't able to
take care of them,
aren't able to have them anymore, or sometimes they get them out of some really bad situations, and the goal is to find homes for homes and find people that are going to love these animals forever. And then Running Dog is an organization that goes out to the shelters such as the Humane Society, and they'll take the dogs, and they combine animal care with people that like running. So what they do is they get a lot of runners together, and they'll go out to the shelters, and they'll take the dogs, and then they'll go out running with them. So the dogs get exercise and stimulation, and get some socialization in the process as well. So it's a really good organization that really helps out the animals down there as well. So what I've been doing with both of these organizations over the last couple of years. With the Lake County Humane Society, there are two events that I've been helping out with. One is the Wolf Wagon Wine event, which happens every June out at Grand River Cellars Winery in Madison. It's just a big fundraising event. Grand River Cellars has this huge open lawn space area out in front of their facility, and so the organization sets up a whole bunch of tents, so you have vendors and various other tables and stuff out there. Obviously there's a bunch of wine and food and stuff there too, and everybody's invited to come out there and bring their dogs with them, and they have a whole bunch of contests and stuff for the dogs, and it's a lot of fun because there's dogs and stuff roaming around everywhere, and the last couple of years I've been the musical entertainment in the background, and usually I have somebody with me for a couple of years in a row. It was Dan McCoy. This past year he wasn't able to make it, so it was my buddy Sean Benjamin joined me out there for that. And then we also do the Rescue Rock-Off, which is every March, and that's up at the Willoughby Brewing Company over in Willoughby. For that, we get, I think, five bands together, and it's basically just kind of a band showcase. Each band plays a 45-minute set or something, I think, and we also have raffles, and obviously there's food and beer flowing and that kind of stuff, but there's like 50-50 raffles and Chinese auctions and that kind of stuff going on as well. And it's all, both of these are great events to raise a lot of money for the organization. Last year, the last couple of years, I've been the MC of this event, and the one doing the booking and that kind of stuff, and the stage management. So I played a short acoustic set at it, and then we had Dan McCoy playing. We had Shadow of Doubt, who's a Tom Petty tribute band. We had Collage, who's a local cover band. We had Post Road, who's a country band,
Yeah.
a great local country cover band. They also have some original music as well. And Superbad, who's another really good local cover band as well. So we had all those guys out there. It's been the same lineup the last 2 years in a row because it's been a great lineup. And both years that I was involved in this were hugely successful events. We raised a lot of money for the organization. It was a lot of fun. Everybody had a great time at it. So it was a lot of fun doing it. And then the event that I've been doing with Running Dog is an event called... the first time we did it, we called it Woofstock, but it has.
To be honest, it's sort of fitting though.
Yeah, it is, but I think there's also a lot of organizations that run the same name. Yeah. So, what we've been doing the last 2 or 3 years, the event is called Playing Dog. And it's been held at Hardesty Park, which is down in Akron.
Yeah.
And same type of thing. Like it's a big, nice, open outdoor space. There's a ton of tables set up for food vendors and for various other vendors selling things, which is all usually, for the most part, all based around dogs. So you can go and get like these really cool like dog treats or like little costumes for your dogs, bandanas, all that kind of stuff. But then they have food trucks out there too, and then they bring in us, the musical acts to come in and play and entertain everybody. And the last couple of years we've been doing, I think we've had 4 or 5 guys that'll come out and play, and we'll each do a 45-minute to an hour set or something. So like Dan McCoy did it this year as well. I've been out at it the last couple of years. My buddy Seth Ohm has done it the last couple of years, and my other friend Chris Miller did it this year too, or the last couple of years also. So that's been a lot of fun as well too, and all these things. I mean, it's fun playing these shows because like everybody brings their dogs out too, so it's just like I'm constantly entertained by all these dogs that are running around and whatnot, and plus, yeah, it feels great to be helping out good organizations and
not really making a difference in something.
Yeah, absolutely, because these organizations absolutely make a difference. So it's great to help them out as much as we can.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Let's see. No one out in the chat world said anything. So, I'll sort of go with this. So, what's your newest lister coming up on Spotify with?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I keep a page on this. I haven't followed any certain list, but every single list I go and check out every single time you post them.
Nice, excellent. Yeah, so I have 2 public playlists right now that I maintain and regularly or semi-regularly update. One of which is all 80s music. That one is titled Members Only, an 80s playlist. And with that one, I keep 80 songs in it at all times. See what I did there? Yep. And then every Monday, I remove 10 songs and I put 10 more songs in. So it's constantly rotating. That's been a lot of fun. That one I've had up for a little over a year, I think, maybe about a year and a couple months. Yeah. So far, I think we've cycled through something around 600 or so songs. I don't know the actual math on that, but I haven't repeated any. So I've been keeping that. I want to keep that going as long as I can without repeating any songs. So that's cool. And then the other playlist that I have is called Caught in the Current, which is a playlist all devoted to new and current music. My rule of thumb on that is that I can only keep a song on there for 6 months. So if a song has been on there for more than 6 months, I have to take it off. And I can only keep songs on there that have been released within the last 2 calendar years. So now that we're coming up on the end of the year, I'm going to have to purge a lot of songs off there. But that one I don't update regularly, but I wait until I have somewhere between 10 or 20 new songs built up and ready to throw in there, and then I'll remove some songs and I'll throw in the new lot. It usually ends up being about every 3 weeks. I tend to update that one. But I'm constantly seeking out new music. I always want something new to listen to. I want to stay stay current and stay up on, you know, what's being released now. I never want to be the guy that falls back and says, there's nothing good out there these days, and I never want to be the guy that only listens to what I listened to back in high school. Like, I'm constantly trying to broaden my horizon and hear what's new.
Stay up with the times.
Right. And so that playlist is my way to make sure that I'm always current, and it's my way to try and help other people find stuff that I like, because and the other thing too is when I find something I really like, I'm the kind of guy that won't shut up about it, and I want to get all my friends to listen to it too. So that's my way to
influencing others.
Yeah, that's
every
the goal.
little.
So yeah, that's my way to try and spread the love on the stuff that I'm really enjoying listening to. So yeah, and both of those playlists, they're both on Spotify. If you find me on Spotify, they are both linked to my artist page, so they're listed as artist playlists. So if you find Kevin Conaway on Spotify, you'll find both of those playlists as well. And I would appreciate a follow on not only on my Spotify account, but I would appreciate a follow on those playlists if either of them interest you.
I'm that person. I just keep every so often going and looking at them.
Well, make sure when you're going in and looking at them that you're also listening. Because
there's
a lot of good stuff on there.
Especially on Fridays when I'm up here doing random stuff.
Yeah.
They throw on something.
Yeah.
Just for that, noise background.
Yeah, I entertain myself with those playlists a lot. I mean, like, I'll be honest, they're more or less for my own entertainment, but I also, like, I want to get them out there for other people to hear, because I love sharing stuff. But yeah, I mean, like, it's whenever I make that update on like the Caught in the Current, whenever I throw 15 to 20 new songs in there, man, that playlist is all I listen to for like the next week or so, because there's just so much good stuff on there.
Well, it's true. Especially that's like my normal sort of mostly Friday thing. I know I missed one in October with the hay rides. Then when they switched over the computers to Windows 10, that sort of took a little more precedent. So,
yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, I need to go and put everything back in the computer. Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, that's sort of my normal Friday routine, doing schoolwork, silly, task and stuff. Throw it on here and there, hit shuffle, and let it randomly pick out through the list.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of what they're designed for, too, is to, whenever I do updates to it, I always tend to let it play in order so I can hear all the new stuff that I just added. But once I let it do that, then I do the same thing. Just throw it on shuffle, and whatever it plays, and it's
the luck of the draw.
Luck of the draw, and it's all good stuff that that are on there.
It's true. I appreciate it deep down inside. That's sort of my enjoyment every once in a great while. Then you're in the middle of doing something. It's like, wait, what? Then you go, it's like, okay, write down.
Yep. Yeah, that's the idea. Is that hopefully you're hearing something you like, and it makes you kind of look aside for a second, and go, I gotta remember that. That's really good.
Especially with Spotify, that every once in a while it doesn't go. You don't know, so you got to stop that second to run over to do it that
when
second.
It does the automatic playing of stuff. Yeah, I disabled that on my accounts because I wanna control what I'm hearing.
So it sort of keeps me on my toes.
Yeah.
So I can't go and procrastinate necessarily on not knowing or not writing it down that second.
Yeah, that always works too. I am a procrastinator in most things as well.
Fair enough, and that
I think once you are, you always are, right?
I have my moments.
Yeah.
I got my moments. I'll say that. So, with your new album, is there a certain theme that you're necessarily going for?
So what's going to end up being on the EP is it's all songs that have been written throughout the years. So it wasn't a case of me specifically writing songs for this particular project. I think we had talked earlier about Canadian Girl being 10 years old now, which I literally just realized today.
Now you have something to post later.
Yeah, true. This EP is going to be my first recording in general since 2013. So as you can see, it's been a long time since I've released anything, which is part of the reason why I'm so excited and antsy to get it out there. But so obviously we're talking 6 years ago was the last time I released anything. So clearly I've been writing music that whole time. So the EP and the follow-up projects that I've been working on are all projects involving songs that have been kind of written over the course of the years rather than stuff that's been specifically written for those projects. That being said, I think that the songs that I put on the EP, for a little while I was kind of struggling trying to come up with I knew what songs I wanted on there, but I didn't know what order they should be in.
Right,
I didn't know how they related to each other or anything like that. I think I've got a good idea now. The name of the EP is going to be A Deafening Silence, and the reason I chose that is I thought it would have been a cool band name, and I don't think I'm ever going to use it as a band name. So I just kind of
But you never know.
I suppose that's true. You never know. But
you could always console that starts with an M and ends with an L.
Yeah, but I have a list at home of various just out of conversation when you'll go that'd be a good name for a band. So I've got a short list at home written down of these band names that I've been wanting to use for forever, and every time I was trying to come up with a name and an artwork concept and stuff for the EP, a lot of times what I like to do is use something that's in the lyrics of one of the songs and kind of pull that out and take it out of context and make that be the name. But every lyrical snippet that I came across, I would say okay, this is, I like the way this sounds and it relates really well to these 3 songs, but these 3 it doesn't really make sense. Or this works really good and it relates really well to these 5, but this one it's kind of an oddball. A Deafening Silence, there's a way that I can kind of argue and say that it relates to every song on there. And I've got a pretty cool idea of the imagery that I want to go with the artwork as well. That's all stuff that still remains to be accomplished at this point too, so we still need to put the packaging and all that kind of stuff together. But I guess my long answer to your question is
no, I get it.
Yeah, there is sort of a theme that ties everything together.
You just won't know the complete version of it until it happens.
Yeah, I mean, I know, well,
you sort of know,
yeah, but
ish,
it's
but everyone
sort of
else.
It's sort of an after the fact. It wasn't a theme that was thought of while I was putting everything together. It was kind of an after the fact that I thought of this. And it's admittedly it is kind of a forced theme, but I think it works. I think it ties everything together nicely. So that's another reason I'm excited to get it out there. Is I think not only am I super excited about the music that's on there, but I think just the overall package and the presentation and the theme that ties everything together is all cohesive, and I think it works really well.
Fair enough. But yeah, I get it in a way of you sort of, but then something else. But everyone won't see the actual product.
Yeah,
until,
it's gonna be. It'll be a little while before I'm able to share any of the imagery or anything like that.
It's sort of that working thing, image in the head. It's not until sort of some of it, comes, then not when you might even tweak that until some of it.
Yeah, and I've been going back and forth in my head on how I want this all to play out for months, but I think now I've got a really good concept in my mind as to where I want to go thematically and like where I want to go with the imagery and the presentation of everything, and if what's in my head translates to the physical product as well as I think it's going to, then I think it's gonna turn out to be really, really, really cool.
That's good. That's good. You want to play one more?
Yeah, why not? We can end it here on a song.
Cool. Come and join Casey. Yeah. I feel ya.
How's it going? Casey, is it?
Yep.
I'm Kevin. Nice to meet you. So the last time I was here, I think I played a cover song for you guys, which is kind of fun. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna end by doing the same thing.
No, I think you did Paradise.
Oh, maybe it was two
I
times
think.
before. Yeah, I think you're right.
Maybe.
All right.
Or maybe I'm confusing that was 2 years ago. It's one or the other.
It was one of the times I was in
It's
here.
close.
Yeah.
It's in the ballpark.
Yeah, it was one of the times I was in here. So I'm gonna end things with doing a cover here for you. And I knew that I wanted to play a cover, and I didn't really know what I was gonna play until about 20 minutes ago. So this is not rehearsed by any means. So hopefully I don't screw it up too bad. But anyway, I'm gonna do a cover by one of my biggest performing and writing and singing influences over the last decade or two has been Glenn Phillips, who's the main songwriting force behind Toad the Wet Sprocket. So I'm gonna do a Toad song here for you. Been waiting to find. Could have been happier given the time if he'd make up his mind. You'd give yourself to anybody who would cross that line. There was never a question. He was crowing for repair. You give him
affection, but you couldn't keep him there. Get over regrets. Well, you were sleeping with angels. He was under the bed in the moleskin. You'd shed more that the air in your throat would linger when you call him your friend. And it was never a question. He was crowing for repair. You'd give him love and affection, but you couldn't keep him there. Staring at a cold little hand reading the fall lines in a shell of a man. You were waiting for a word from above. Wouldn't you know it? No answer ever did come. There was never a question. He was crowing for repair. You'd give him love and affection, but you couldn't keep him there. And it was never a question. He was crowing for repair. You'd give him love and affection, but you couldn't keep him there.
Very nice.
Thank you.
See, you didn't mess up. I just felt like hitting that just to make sure. Just to live up your expectations.
Yeah.
But very good.
Thank you. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs by them, and I probably haven't played that song in 5 years. So it was cool to bust it out here today.
Yeah, it just went off. Key. Didn't lose a touch, even though 5 years on the shelf.
Yeah, that's a beautiful song by one of my biggest influences when it comes to writing or playing or singing, for that matter. If anybody doesn't know their music beyond maybe like some of the handful of their biggest hits, I highly recommend going and checking out like their albums and the back catalog and stuff like that. They've just got so much good music.
Fair enough. Now, if people want to check you out, where should they go?
If anybody wants to check me out, you can find me online at kevinconaway.com. Make sure you spell that last name correctly. It's Conaway. A lot of people like to omit that first A. But yeah, kevinconaway.com is my website. That's where I have all of my my show updates and all the latest news and links to my music and all that kind of stuff. I'm also on most of the major social media platforms. So you can find me on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Untapped so if anybody wants to check out what beers I'm drinking lately, you can find me on there. My music is available on Spotify. It's also on Amazon and Apple Music and iTunes and basically any major online retailer as well. So yeah, that's those all the places you can find me. You can also find me at a lot of local breweries and wineries on most weekends, playing shows or just hanging out.
That's true. in between you up in Madison, even on the lake, that side of town.
Yeah.
You're pretty much all over the place.
Yeah.
You almost make a news agency look bad.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, like I'm based in Hudson, and like I'll book myself pretty much anywhere within about an hour radius. And then, yeah, obviously, like I'd mentioned, doing kind of those weekend stints going out of state or out of country or whatever too. But
the change
yeah,
of
I mean,
scenery is sort of nice every once in a while too.
Yeah, but yeah, you can catch me like as pretty much as far south as like Canton, and I'll get as far north as around Geneva on the Lake on a regular basis. This coming Friday, I will be at a place called the Wine Mill, which is over in Peninsula. So you can find me there this Friday if you're interested.
Fair. Yeah, definitely appreciate you coming up.
Thank you again for having me. I appreciate it.
It's always a cool time.
Yeah, indeed.
And great conversations.
Indeed.
And almost this time get arrested. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, well, that happens sometimes too.
I know.